Hello everybody, this is Jacob Torana here from ChasingCinema.com. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie named Ex Machina. Now this is a bit different for me because usually when I do a movie review, I'm with James Shue at AMC Town Square, but unfortunately this screening took place during the week of CinemaCon, where I was really constantly at that convention reporting what was going on, all for you guys on this YouTube channel. So I missed the press screening, and I ended up getting to see it until last night. The film was written and directed by Alex Garland, who wrote screenplay. This is actually his directorial debut, mind you. He wrote screenplays such as 28 Days, 28 Days Later, Sunshine. He's also had some involvement in a lot of other really interesting projects. The film stars Domhnall Gleeson as Caleb, Oscar Isaac as Nathan, and Alicia Vikander as Ava. So to quickly give you a brief synopsis, what we would usually do at the AMC Town Square is we would quickly talk about what this movie seems to be about, and really kind of talk about how we feel about something that's involved with it. So this movie really revolves around artificial intelligence, which, if you've ever seen a movie about artificial intelligence, we all know usually is not a smart idea. But artificial intelligence is a major talk in science fiction right now, and the world of machines has kind of really been a focus of the science fiction genre as of late, probably because we are getting closer and closer to creating artificial intelligence and creating a world where we could have robots be amongst us and be able to think for themselves. I don't think it's as far off as people would like to think. Anyway, this man has created some really, really great science fiction films, obviously, but not directing one. I'm very interested to see his style and what he can do with a camera, you know, because there's a lot of screenwriters out there who are very talented, but when they do decide to step up in the directing chair, aren't able to convey their story as beautifully as another director could. And I can completely believe how hard it is for a screenwriter to hear, but it's the absolute truth. And there are plenty of wonderful excuses or examples to kind of give you. This movie's about it's about an hour and 45 minutes, and it's a movie that I've really kind of been excited to see, so I'm excited. Hope you are as well. See, I'm already doing it like I haven't seen the movie already because I'm so used to cutting and then doing video afterwards. But okay, so let's talk about this film that follows the story of Caleb, a young coder who works for the equivalent Google company, though, called Blue Book in this movie, because obviously they can't use the name Google. His name is Caleb, who is chosen to win a prize given by his boss, Nathan, and he is flown out to this beautiful well, not a mansion, but like this cabin in the middle of nowhere, but not really a cabin. It is an incredibly, gorgeous and, futuristic home that's more of like a research facility, which houses Nathan by himself, who you expect to be this incredible, rich, intelligent man wearing suits and tie maybe, but instead he's got a buzz cut played by Oscar Isaac, obviously, with this huge long beard, and you could tell there's something very off with him. Essentially, you find out that the prize that Caleb has won is to actually interact with Nathan's latest artificial intelligence model, Ava, to perform the Turing test, which basically proves if artificial intelligence is actually artificial intelligence. The events that follow are just pretty entertaining. If you've ever read really any of my reviews, I don't like to talk a lot about what happens in a movie. I'd rather you see it and then just kind of express my opinion about it. This, honestly, is probably one of the better, if not the best, film I've seen so far this year. Alex Garland delivers such a beautiful, stylish science fiction film that really focuses on ideas and themes and intelligence more than mind-blowing special effects. When we think of science fiction, especially in modern times, we think about the incredible special effects that are out there. Interstellar, I'm not even going to use Jupiter Ascending as an example, but there are so many films that we've seen, these incredible, visual effects to help us understand the world of science fiction. And though that's not a bad thing, this movie takes itself back and really kind of uses the focus of intelligence and themes. And the movie constantly is talking about these ideas, and the conversations between Nathan and Caleb are so intellectual and so engaging. It is the most engaging sci-fi film that I think I've seen in a very, very long time. It really gets you interested and feel involved in the conversation. And sometimes they're talking about things that you might not even follow, but it doesn't matter because you could understand that these people have very different ideas, and they usually will put them in a way for people to understand, though it doesn't really matter if you get it or not. I think from the film, I think this movie really weighs heavily on the three performances of this movie, and that's from Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, and Alicia Vikander, which are all completely amazing. Honestly, Oscar Isaac, who gotten great praise for his performance in A Most Violent Year, who will be starring in the upcoming Star Wars film, really delivers in this movie. He gives you a feeling you can't trust him, that there's something a little bit off about him. You can't really tell if he's just a jerk or he's someone that is just been so isolated for such a long time and dedicated to this project that he kind of lost it or gone off the deep end. Caleb is such a, though intelligent, somewhat naive character, and someone that we could honestly relate to. But and Ava, who plays the Alicia Vikander, who's playing Ava, the artificial intelligent robot, who has part human features such as her hands, I believe her feet, and a face with no hair, and then the other part of her body are see-through. And as she moves, we could hear this like little kind of these sounds of whispering gears turning, and she plays right on the edge of being natural but just a little bit unnatural. I mean, it is one of the most incredible performances for her to really take on this role. And really kind of go, all right, I can tell she's a robot, but she plays it so naturally. There's such it doesn't feel, it's not a very robotic performance, like an over-the-top robotic performance. She's playing it very natural, but she also gives us these little moments in the way she speaks and the way she moves that tells us, she's not real. This movie obviously is a very calming paced movie. One thing I love about it is the fact that 30 seconds, Samantha, my girlfriend, went to see this movie with me. She went to the bathroom for the first 30 seconons, and boom, we are already involved in the story. We find out that Caleb is one. We find out that he's going to this place, to Nathan's home or research facility, and it just gets going. But then the movie really takes its time to absorb everything. It's really slow, but tension begins almost immediately when Caleb and Nathan interact. Again, Oscar Isaac's performance as Nathan is just so entertaining because we don't know really how to feel about him. We know he's not the greatest guy, but just the way that he acts and he talks, but that doesn't necessarily make him a bad guy. Again, we really relate to Caleb. We really kind of fall to Caleb as being our perspective in, which I really find interesting. Really quick, Alex Garland said that he's always found Ava the protagonist of this story, not Caleb, which is interesting because we are led to believe that it is Caleb's story. He says, this movie is really about Ava's story, and now that I think about it and seeing this film, it's really interesting to kind of see that, and really explore the fact that this piece of artificial intelligence, this robot, essentially, is our main character and the person we should be feeling for more than Caleb. Overall, I mean, everything that happens in this movie really pays off, and I think that the pacing of this calm and just tension rising really helps this movie deliver. I thought it was one of the most effective films I've seen. I've seen movies that were entertaining so far this year, but not a movie that really kind of engaged me like that, made me think. I've been thinking about it since last night, since I saw it nonstop. A movie that I really enjoyed. So I'll probably say this is my favorite thing that I've seen so far this year, and it's a shame I didn't get to review it as soon as it came out. But I had the fortune of seeing it, and I think it is in theaters now. I recommend everyone going to check it out. The movie really questions our morality and and how we think about ourselves and how we think about interaction and sexuality. All of these questions arise in this film that really make you sit back and think, and it's a great conversational film, a movie that you could talk about. Me and my girlfriend have been talking about it a lot since we've seen it, and I can't wait to go and talk to fellow critics and other people to really talk about the movie, because it's a movie that you could sit at and see and immediately want to converse about. Just incredible movie. Trying to think of other things to say. Usually James is here with me, so he could kind of help me banter and figure out what conversation we go to next. Obviously, the star of this film is Alicia Vikander, who delivers such an incredibly natural yet bit scientific, a bit of robotic, not scientific, performance that is so believable. Yet she's so charismatic. She uses her sexuality and femininity to kind of flirt with Caleb, and as we learn and as we assume, there obviously becomes this connection between Caleb and Ava, and the more we learn about it, and the more we explore how Nathan has kind of come to build Ava, it becomes darker and more doubtful, and we question things more and more, and it's just a very engaging movie. I absolutely loved it. Please go check it out. Let me know what you think about Ex Machina down here in the comment section, because I'm really interested in having a conversation with the film, so who better than to have that within you, all of my viewers. Make sure to let me know what you think about this film. Make sure to also follow me and Chasing Cinema social media websites down here in the description box. Our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff, Pinterest, all that stuff is down there. So make sure to go follow us, like us, whatever, retweet us, whatever it may be. Show your support by liking and favoriting this video. And of course, hit the subscribe button, because each day I'm constantly updating this YouTube channel with movie news, casting details, podcasts, giveaways, anything I can. I'm updating the world of movies. And then movie reviews. Like I said, I usually probably will never do movie reviews like this unless I see something older or something like along those lines. But for new movies, I usually do them actually at the theater with James Shue. But this I knew I had to review and talk about because I loved it so much. Absolutely great movie, Ex Machina. Go see it now. You could see the trailer and go see more of my reviews at ChasingCinema.com. You can find this video at ChasingCinema.com. Hit the news button and you'll be able to find the trailer for Ex Machina. And you can also see more of my reviews of movies like Hot Pursuit and Avengers Age of Ultron, which, though obviously Avengers Age of Ultron highly financially successful, to me doesn't touch how great Ex Machina is. So please go check out this movie. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto, and please continue chasing cinema.